FBI Chief Kash Patel has issued stark warnings of denaturalization proceedings and mass deportation against Minnesota's notorious Somali scammers, who have allegedly exploited public funds for years. Patel's forceful threat came directly in response to the explosive alleged $110 million fraud scheme rocking child care programs in Governor Tim Walz's Minnesota, demanding swift justice for betrayed taxpayers. Minnesota now finds itself under intense national scrutiny after a fearless YouTuber exposed what appears to be a massive childcare scam deeply linked to the state's large Somali immigrant community. This viral video has dramatically fueled a broader and more explosive scandal involving widespread social services fraud schemes predominantly linked to Somali networks across the state. The incriminating video, posted on December 26 by investigative journalist Nick Shirley, showed him boldly visiting several suspicious community centers that claimed to serve vulnerable children. One shocking Minneapolis site featured a crudely misspelled sign reading Quality Learning Center, which absolutely stunned the internet and became an instant symbol of bureaucratic incompetence and potential criminality. The raw footage chillingly showed absolutely no visible activity, children, or staff despite the center being officially registered and lavishly funded by taxpayers to accommodate up to 99 young students daily. The damning footage immediately prompted outraged Republican lawmakers to publicly condemn local authorities and Governor Walz himself for years of apparent inaction and oversight failures. Vice President J.D. Vance forcefully responded to the viral video, slamming Walz for sitting idly by while billions in public funds were brazenly stolen right under his administration's nose. In a direct post on X, Patel confirmed the FBI was fully aware of recent social media reports circulating in Minnesota and vowed aggressive federal intervention. The FBI chief stressed that his agency has already surged additional specialized personnel to the state specifically to dismantle these sophisticated fraud networks operating with impunity. Patel also ominously pointed to the infamous Feeding Our Future case, which previously uncovered a staggering $250 million scheme targeting Minnesota's vulnerable children during the COVID-19 pandemic. This massive scheme systematically siphoned precious federal food assistance funds meant exclusively for low-income children, diverting them through fake programs and ghost operations. The sweeping federal probe exposed extensive money laundering operations embedded within Minnesota's Somali community, which represents the state's largest and most prominent immigrant group. The landmark case was swiftly followed by damning reports of additional sophisticated schemes ruthlessly targeting Minnesota's expansive safety net social welfare programs for massive theft. Stolen funds were reportedly funneled overseas to Al-Shabaab, the notorious Somalia-based terror group with deep ties to Al-Qaeda, raising grave national security alarms. Patel warned that all identified suspects caught in these fraud operations are now being systematically referred to immigration authorities for potential denaturalization and swift deportation proceedings. Kash Patel said, and I quote, "We will continue to follow the money and protect children, and this investigation very much remains ongoing." Unquote. Governor Walz and Minnesota authorities now face explosive accusations of overseeing what critics brand as the largest fraud operation in U.S. history, demanding full accountability. Walz finally addressed the alleged fraud scandal back in November, admitting it seriously undermines public trust in government institutions while promising tougher oversight measures. The alleged fraud schemes date all the way back to 2015, when these same centers were first accused of systematically overcharging the state's generous child care assistance programs. Currently, multiple federal agencies, state investigators, and congressional oversight bodies have launched parallel probes into the full scope and scale of these devastating allegations. Walz has publicly pledged to aggressively jail all convicted fraudsters while launching a comprehensive statewide scam prevention program backed by independent auditors and whistleblower protections. Meanwhile, President Donald Trump blisteringly labeled Minnesota under Walz's failed leadership a notorious hub of money laundering and organized fraud, preying on American generosity. The U.S. president also dramatically announced he was immediately ending temporary protected status for Somalis residing in Minnesota, citing national security and fiscal responsibility. So far, 86 individuals have been formally charged across these interconnected fraud scams, with 59 already securing convictions and facing lengthy prison sentences for their crimes.